Well, hello, everybody. It's your boy Sam again, aka the Train Mother Main. My yards and blards and guards and shards. Train, main, train, main, train, main. So, once again, if you don't like the intro, I cannot help you, but I'm glad that you are here. I figured now that it's the second week of October, I would kind of want to come back in here and give you all an update on the progress prior to layout season. If you're familiar with my channel, I'm sure you're already seeing some things you have not seen before because they are new. So we'll just start down here with the Albertville yard. Got some little scrap piles and things I've been adding, some ballast piles. Really been working on the way that the track looks and kind of like the overall feel of the yard. Honestly debating for more car storage, buying another switch and throwing in another yard track, stub end most likely, but nonetheless just a little bit more. Done a lot of ground cover and scenery work as well, which I'm sure you will notice just generally looking around. I haven't begun kind of filling in this scene yet because I want the yard and the track work and the buildings, the fuel depot, all that. I want to kind of tie all that together prior to doing a lot of scenery, because then once, you know, glue and wet get up in here, then I got to do a lot of track work to make sure everything's running properly. But on the main outside the yard, eventually I'm going to tree all this in, make it nice. I suppose I could put a long passing siding in here too. Who knows? Food for thought. Got the car shop, diesel shop. Nothing's really been done in here. I did completely clear the flangeways inside so that now I can paint the concrete floor and add all the shop details that I have ready to be applied. I mean, again, I want to do a lot more like pulled up track and wheels and all the kind of industrial crap that would be around a car diesel shop. So scene's really coming together. Very happy with it. Where I've done the most work lately would be over at the lumber yard. I'm not going to sit here and say the scene is completely done, but it's come a very long way. I've got a lot of cars in here now, which totally fine. You can get the perspective. All of these logs and sticks are from my yard, cut to size and scale as best as possible. They're not perfect. Same with all this balsa wood and hobby sticks and various accoutrements. So this was all done by hand. I did pour the little gravel roads as like service roads or storage areas in the lumber yard to kind of get places, I suppose, including this grade crossing. Still needs to be touched up a bit, but like I said, this scene has come quite a long way. Still have more to do, but a big bulk of it is kind of knocked out, including a lot of scenics up in here. And you could see just more logs and lumber, and I filled out the lumber racks as well. It's kind of hard to see, but if I can get these out of the way, you can see those are all glued in place permanently. So definitely adds a lot more detail to the scene. I do need to get more and kind of fill them in, so to speak, but also doing the same thing down here on the saw table. Those are all glued permanently in place. So if I ever make a new layout, which you know eventually I will, I won't have to re-detail those. Also, just little pieces of the scene, like random stuff all over the place. You know, sawdust in the track, weeds in the track, because this industry does see cars, you know, weekly, but but the rails aren't being run every day, nor is it well maintained because there's no need. Big scrap, sawdust pile, you know, all kinds of stuff everywhere. So, I mean, even just leading from the road, the triple crossing, do need to get some crossbuck signs and all that. The little gate. Did some more greenscaping up in here. I'm really trying to get more, like I said, the minute details down that make the layout really pop in certain areas. You know, it's definitely come a long way. Kind of rolled it over the top of this. My lovely fiance, her farm scene. She's worked on it a little bit, slowly but surely. So, you know, put her little barn kit together, laser cut, done her little due diligence. She doesn't work on it often, but, you know, she's gotten a lot done. So I'm letting her do everything. If she asks for my help, I will. But yeah, just a nice little plot of land, I guess, for her. As I've mentioned in previous videos, this whole section here will be the last to be done. I haven't touched anything over here. It's going to be a big lake pond with a dock and canoeists and people fishing and blah, 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 with 2 trestles, which I still have yet to, still have to look into what I want. I have these wood girders here now and the wood retaining walls and all of that. Those are all stained and kind of ready to go, but I'm not really going to do anything. This scene will be the last missing piece. So moving right along, added some more detail and scenic work over here too. This pulled up spur obviously goes right to the edge of the table. Put in some more detail where the switch was pulled up, some just metal and old pieces of rail. I also put in these retaining walls, you know, where it looks like there might be more rock slide potential. And I think those really add a lot more depth to the scene. The abandoned trestle line, or maybe it's just lightly used or abandoned. I guess that's up to whoever runs the railroad in fictional land. All secured and whatnot. The bridge, I just need to finish like the abutment and the rust and kind of work it in more, but you know, I think it definitely looks awesome. Super cool just use of the space, you know. Got that all ballasted and worked in. It's definitely not the world's smoothest track because if it's abandoned, it hasn't been used in forever. And if it's a lightly used branch line, it doesn't get used all that often. But I think it definitely was a cool use of old scrap track and old, these legs were from a old kit that I had, just saved pieces. And I bought this girder bridge on eBay for like 12 bucks, weathered it up. Down over in the cut, as I like to call it, this is every single tree that I own. I actually just bought like 3 dozen more. I'm really trying to fill this out. And it just goes to show how many trees you actually need for a larger layout. This is, I can't count off the top of my head, but probably 150 trees. Maybe I'll have to count one day just so I know. Did a lot more of the earth and terraforming up in here. And even with this many trees, it's still, I mean, it's definitely filled out, but it still kind of looks sparse, I suppose. But it's like, how much money do you really spend on trees just to completely fill it out? And it looks awesome as is. This might just be like as spread as I will make all the trees on the layout, because I still have that back area to do behind the yard, and then over here, and then over here, and then a little patch over here, plus what's behind this. So you're talking, I need double, if not triple, the amount of trees. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I guess once you have them, you have them. But I just can't, I'm not and can't go spend enough money to buy as many as I need or make as many as I need, which would obviously take time. So did a lot more detail work down in here too at the junction. Really tried to work in the tunnel portal and whatnot, and I think it's come out really well. Did some weathering up in there, some ballast, maintenance away stuff, pulled up rail, blah, blah, blah. Same thing down over here where the old passing siding used to connect. Really tried to make it look like it did connect at one point. And I just have a cut of coal hoppers stored right now. So, like I said, a lot of detail work and whatnot. For like the 80th video in a row, have not touched the mine at all. Once I kind of get everything I want for the scene, I'll start working it all in and detailing it up. The track work is done and has been done, wired, all of that. And like I said, I've done some switching ops in here, but just have not really added anything to the scene, which is fine. Did some more detail work over here. I had trees up here at one point, but I figured let me take all the trees on the layout and start filling out from, from this point, and I'll work my way, fill out everything, as I push back instead of just a few here, a few there. I want to fill things out. So this will be complete tree-wise, and then, you know what I'm saying? It just makes the most sense to kind of let the forest spread as I spread it. The cement plant, did some more detail work over here. I feel like I'm saying that about every scene. It's all detail work, but really got the look down of the kind of, same thing with the sawmill. These tracks are used, gets switched in a train weekly, maybe twice a week, but they're not really maintained because there's no need. So still want to add a few more, at least like an office building, something else to that scene, but it's come a long way. The little secondary yard over here, because this is a branch line for the industrial leads that terminates over here or imaginarily keeps going, but did a lot of work on the yard. Got a nice healthy amount of cars and the local switcher in there right now. Still have to figure out what I'm going to do kind of with this. I like the way it looks, but I feel like it's missing something. And then down over here at the other industries, again, a lot more detail work. It's a nice like back alley city kind of scene. A couple industries, boxcar here. This one takes flat cars to make loads of whatever those are, pipes or pallets or of something. I guess it says fruit packers, but I'm taking that off of there. You did. Said just a lot more detail work. So that's kind of it for now. I do plan on doing some operating session videos in the near future, probably maybe even for my next video. Base a train out of the yard over here. We'll work the lumber mill. We will work the mine a little bit. We will take a cut of cars to drop off over at that yard, and then we will let that local switcher do its work, and then make another train for the local based out of the Albertville yard to come back and pick up its cut of cars. So we'll work all the industries, do a nice operating session. Other than that, it's the second week of October. Things are really looking good where I sit with the layout. So when I choose to jump back into it, which is probably here in the next couple weeks, start making more progress, and we'll go from there. So again, if you see anything you like or don't like, let me know. Tips or tricks, Tony Hawk style, just say the word and we will make it happen. Please subscribe, like. Thank you for being here. And yeah, see you guys in a few weeks, hopefully. Train main out.